Hello, guys. It's 6 o'clock, and so we'll start. My name is Messi Anama Mensah, and I am the current president for the association. Thanks so much for joining. Whilst we wait for the others, it's 6 o'clock, so we'll start whilst the others are join us. So if I can get, hey, AIESEC.
Hey, AIESEC.
Hey, AIESEC.
Oh, you cannot shout, hey, AIESEC.
Hey, AIESEC.
Oh,
hey, AIESEC.
You are talking as if you're hungry.
People are trying to be gentle.
All right, so we are getting the crowd.
It's low. It's very low.
Okay. Kindly send, for those on, kindly send shout outs to your friends who may not have heard of this, or who are not aware of the time, that it's time. Prof is here and he's waiting to, in fact, he's eager to just download and let us get to know him more. So just send shout outs, remind your friends that it's time, and we'll get going. Anyway, so whilst we do that, I will introduce our moderator for today. And our moderator is in the person of Mariana Coleman. Now, Mariana used to be vice MCP for, MCP during my time, I think 2007. 2007, yes, 2007. Yes. Currently, she works with Global Media Alliance, which also happens to one of our long-term partner institutions. They have under their umbrella, the group has under its umbrella, YFM, Silverbirds, all those media, organizations. So she heads their marketing, if I'm right, Marianne.
Yes, you're right.
Excellent. So, and she's in charge. She's doing phenomenal work there. And she graciously accepted to moderate this discussion for us. So you are getting a power pack duo in the person of Prof himself, and then the moderator as well. All right. Okay, Marianne. So I will gladly leave the floor to you. You can do a little bit of introduction of yourself, and then you can move on to the discussion with Prof, which would be great.
Okay. Awesome. Good evening to us all.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Awesome. So, as Mercy rightly said, my name is Mariana. Was Mariana Coleman. That's what I was known as. That's my maiden name. And now I'm Mariana Edujinfi. I'm the head of sales and marketing for one of our business units, YFM. The portfolio manager for the group. That's Global Media Alliance group. So I oversee the sales and marketing units across our various brands for the company. I'm also a certified psychology counselor as well with the Ghana Psychology Council. Happily married with plenty children. And I'm happy.
Isn't there a number for the plenty?
I have 4 biological children.
Okay.
I have 4 biological children and
you are adopted.
And eight nieces and nephews. Who are all my babies. So in total, I have 12 children.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Daddy. Prof is someone that I've heard of, like, from my early days in AIESEC. I heard of him so many times. And I'm happy that today, 2025, the 9th of March, which is a day before the birthday of my babies, I get to moderate this session. And for those who are probably first meeting him, I think that we should all be proud that we're getting to know him on another level. there's no other opportunity for us to get to know him than today. So Prof his full name is John Bright Kobla Aheto. You know, he is an alumnus also of AIESEC from the 1967 year group and one of the oldest living alumni. He's not just living, but he's also very much involved in AIESEC, even though he's out of school or anything. He's not he's very much involved. He's very passionate about the organization. So tonight we get to, glean a little bit from him, get to know him better, get to pick some lessons from him that we can apply in our various fields of work. So to kickstart, Prof, I would like for you to, so by way of, I think, ground rules, we have an hour to go. So this session, our interaction is going to be for an hour, for which reason we'll try and limit, we'll have our conversation for about 45 minutes and we'll have 15 minutes for people to ask questions, and then we'll wrap up. By my watch, it says the time is 6:08. So since we all did not join on time, it means our closing time is going to be 7:08. So, Prof, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, we'd really appreciate it. Your childhood memory, what makes it so special? Yes, we'd like to know.
Thank you very much. Very shortly, I am made up of people who actually interacted with me throughout my whole journey in life. Without them, I cannot claim to be anybody or do anything. A lot of people reach out to me and they help me along the way. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any childhood memory that you hold so dear?
Childhood memory,
Yes.
when I was 4 years old, people were going to school. I wanted to go to school, but they say I had to be 5 years before I go. So I went to the school, and the headmaster said I should cross my hand over my head. So I put it, I put it behind my head. He said, "No, you are cheating." But I just started to cry because I wanted to go to school, and 5 years is not an issue. So in the end, he let me into the school, and I've never regretted. He has never regretted.
Oh, awesome. If you could recollect, what was your first job, and what did you learn from that experience?
Okay, when we say job, are we full-time job, long vacation job, internship? Which one is it?
Any one of them. I think let's start from the internship. What was your first internship?
My first internship was in when we were in Legon, and we went to work for National Lotteries, Department of National Lotteries. And one of our accounting teachers taught us a lesson. It says, if you're going to, you foot and you cross foot to make sure that the total is correct. You don't just foot, you don't just cross foot, but you foot and cross foot. And National Lotteries, there are people who sell lotteries and they get commission. There was somebody at GIMPA, he will just foot, he will not cross foot because he know that the cross footing will not add up. So when we went, Mr. Dodo, we told Mr. Dodo that this man is stealing, completely stealing. Me, I don't miss my words. He's stealing. He said, how do you know? So we show him the spreadsheet, and he was seriously stealing. So he has to be dismissed.
Wow.
So that's my very first experience. We were just Legon. We were just in Legon, second year.
Just in Legon. Okay. And your first job?
My very first full-time job?
Yes, please.
My very first full-time job was in the Department of Electricity Department. It came from department to a corporation, then it went to now a company. That was my first full-time job. And I worked with a gentleman called Mr. Kwanzaa. He gave me the authority and the power to do whatever I want to do. He believed in me because that was the time when they were actually laying the cable from Akosombo to Accra. And there was a condition in the term that if that should reach a place and there is a land dispute that has not been cleared, we will pay for it. Now, when it rains and their own machines get stuck, they want us to pay, and we have been paying. So when I came, I told Mr. Consa, I am not going to pay. He said, why? So I said, let me get the contract. This is what the contract say. Their machines are stuck. So why should we pay? So we went back for 3 years. We recovered everything.
Wow. Wow.
Mr. Consa gave me that authority, and he supported me.
Okay. And what would you say has been some of the historic events that you've had to live through that has had an impact on your life?
The thing that made an impact in my life,
Yes.
it's just the
Historical
trust that
event.
it's just the trust that the people have in me, and I never want to disappoint them, because it's very important to have the trust of somebody who believes in you. I have a lot of people who trusted me and believe in me, and that's what I will never get rid of.
Okay. Trust. Trust is a
Yes,
big
trust,
thing.
integrity, trust,
Integrity.
honesty.
Yes, something for us to take note of.
Yes, honesty, integrity, trust, meritocracy.
Integrity. All right. Thank you very much, Prof. Prof,
Yes.
when I was introducing myself, and I mentioned I had 4 children, I think I should have started our conversation by finding out from you how many kids you have, and also get you to tell us a bit more about your family. How many children do you have? Where do they work? What are they doing? Are they in Ghana or are they outside?
I have 2 boys in outside. I have
Okay.
1 girl here. And the boys went to Harvard University on academic scholarship, not athletics. They are black. But they grew up among very, very white people. A lot of their friends are white. So that is how they grew up. And there was one day I was in my office and a man came to me and said, "Oh, Prof, we heard your children are in Harvard. Please, what are their telephone numbers? What are their accountants' numbers?" I said, "What do you need my children's telephone numbers for and email for? What do you want to contact them?" Because I knew where he was coming from. So I said, "No."
Yeah.
Integrity is very, very important.
Integrity. Okay. What would you say has been one of your biggest achievements when it came to raising your children?
My children, I didn't do nothing to raise them.
Okay.
When there is Christmas party, I say, let's go to Christmas party, let's go to eat. They'll say, how much will it cost? Daddy, give us the money. And then they'll take their book back and go to library. They will take their book back and go to library. They go to a party with books. They are reading when their friends are enjoying. I didn't do nothing. I cannot claim to have done anything for them. It's just the environment in which they found themselves.
Is it because you're also in academia, that's why they had a love for reading, or there was something
Yes,
special
I am
doing
always
with
in the
them?
academia. My room is all full of books. There's no book you want that you cannot get. It's full of books. So that is something that they grew up with.
Oh, okay, awesome. So I want to give a special shout out to Mr. Felix Addo of the 1972 year
Yes.
group. He's here with us. Mrs. Audrey Quay is also here with us from 72 year group. Mr. Mike Kobla from the 1992 year group. You are all very much welcome to the Fireside with Professor Aheto. He's happy to have you all around.
These are my role models. These are my role models in AIESEC.
Ah, that's so cool.
I keep telling the youth, I don't want Mr. Kobla to find a fault with anything that I do. I don't want Dr. Ado to find a fault with what I do. I don't want Larry to find a fault with what I do. So every time that is at the back of my mind, I never want to disappoint any one of those people. Our sister Gifty is another one.
Oh, nice. Nice. So lesson for us all is to find good role models.
Yes.
Role models that will not want to disappoint them, at least role models that who can hold us accountable. Who can hold us accountable to our character, to our work at all times, and that will help in making us better persons. So
and we have a
Prof
young
has
man
a role
now.
model.
We have a young man now, Mr. Odum. That guy is
Mr.
up
Odum.
and coming. It's up and coming.
Are you referring to Charles Odum?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Please take note of him. Note him. Watch him after 10 years and see where he will be.
Yes, please.
I'm so proud of him.
We thank God for his life. I'll look for him and tell him.
Thank you.
Yes. I do attest to what you're saying. He's a fantastic guy. I served in the same year with him in 2007 in the MC at the time. Very great guy, very sharp with his numbers, because at the time I think he was in charge of finance. So I know what you're talking about. Very also passionate about youth leadership and all. So I know where you are headed to with respect to him. Now, if I may ask, how would you define sustainable leadership, and why is it critical in today's global and local context, like when you look at it?
Sustainable leadership, from my point of view, a leadership that can be replicated, that can be built upon, that can be rolled over. That is about the interests of the people you lead. Their interest, not your personal interest, not your selfish interest, but the people that you lead, because you are there to serve them. They make you. It should be said that in the end, they will say that, oh, we did this ourselves. They may not mention your name, but you put that leadership system in them. You develop them. There is an article I read. I do not make decisions here. It is very important. I'll get it. I'll send it to all of you. You need to read it.
Okay, awesome. With your many decades of experience, what shifts have you observed in the concept of leadership, especially regarding sustainability, though? And how do you think that professionals can leverage?
For me, my experience over the last maybe 80 years is that people are not serious any longer about sustainability. They just want to do something to appear as if they are doing something, but they cannot sustain it. We cannot sustain it. They cannot go against the status quo and say, this is the only way to do it. They don't have critical mind. They don't have critical thinking. So they cannot have critical strategic planning. So if you don't have strategic thinking, strategic management, you cannot have strategic planning, and you cannot be critical, and you're just living by the day. That is very, very bad.
That's serious stuff to think about. Strategic thinking, strategic management, strategic planning. If we don't have these two, we cannot even plan. If we can't plan, then we're just living life.
Yeah.
And that's
you must think
nowhere.
strategically. You must think strategically.
Yeah. And manage as such.
Yeah.
Awesome. Prof, what would you say, how can leaders of today remain resilient and adaptable in the face of these rapid changes that are happening around us, while trying to stay committed to the sustainable principles?
Because we are so much interested in our personal aggrandizement, we are interested in a personal wealth, our personal growth, but we don't care about the people who we are leading. We really don't care about them. We need to care about them, like J.J.K, like Kwame Nkrumah. Those are people that we need to learn from. We need to go and read them, read about them. Like there are so many other people, and we need to read from those people, especially Nkrumah, especially JJ, especially Pa Grant. Nobody ever mentions Pa Grant in Ghana. Pa Grant.
No.
Without him, Ghana will not be where we are today. He financed the whole thing, per grant.
Okay. All right. So I think in current times there's a certain canker that we are faced with, and that's on the issue of ethics.
Yeah, ethics.
What role do you what role do you think ethical decision making play in sustainable leadership? And how can leaders ensure they are upholding ethical standards in their areas of work?
I am a fellow of the Ghana Institute of Directors. And the one thing that we hold dear to ourselves is ethics, integrity. So if we can go back to our roots and deal with ethics and take it as a charge, it is like a charge to keep a have, a God to glorify, a never dying soul to save, but save it for the future. Ethics, integrity, a charge, it must be a charge that we have. We put on ourselves, not people put it on ourselves, but we must put it on ourselves as something that we are going to uphold all the time.
Wow. What role do you think mentorship and coaching will play in developing sustainable leaders? And how
Excellent.
can AIESEC alumni support this?
Excellent. Mentorship, training, and development are excellent. Not the mentorship where somebody is coming to beg you to mentor me. Mentorship where you identify somebody who needs to be mentored, and you see where the person is going, and you talk about strategic planning. You talk about system development. It is you who must see somebody and say, oh, I want to mentor you. I have done that to a lot of people. I met a lady, a student. I said, I see the scene. You are going to take the CPA exam. He said, Prof, it is already time. I have not applied. I said, you're going to apply. So I called the people. I said, Prof, once you say so, fine. So send the form. We send the form. And I see the passing rate is 75%. I see got high 80s and 90s. I see. Because you see, your mentor knows who you are, but you don't know. It's a mentor who believes in mentoring people.
That's true. Awesome. So then that takes me to the point of, from what you're saying, because for a majority of the time, the mentees are looking for the mentors.
Exactly.
The mentees are the ones chasing the mentors who are supposedly busy.
Yes.
But from your submission, the mentors are supposed to identify the mentees and mentor them.
Sure.
Using the AIESEC Alumni Network, what do you think are some of the things we need to put in place for this to be able to happen? Noting that we are scattered and everybody is busy with their lives.
Well, no. Whatever you're doing is part of your responsibility. It is something that will develop you and shape you and put you up for the future. So there is not, it's a question of I'm busy. That is part of your schedule that you need to build into your daily schedule. And I will always love my hat off to Mr. Kobna, Sister Gifty, Laye. I mean, these are people that I look up to. You know, it doesn't matter that you are older than them. That is not the issue. You can always learn from the least among you. The least among you. You can always learn. Pick up what they have, add it to yours. Refine what you have.
Oh, awesome. Please, for my audience, I hope we are learning something and we are picking stuff. If you do have any questions, like I said from the beginning, kindly just take note of them. In a few minutes, open the floor for us to be able to ask Prof questions that we want to ask him. And for those who have contributions to make, you also get to make your contributions as well. Thank you to all those who are here. We gladly appreciate your time that you've taken to get to know Prof, on a personal level. On that note, Prof, is it possible for you to share a bit of your journey from academia to consulting and how your experiences in the US and Ghana shaped your perspective on leadership and sustainability?
Thank you very much. I left Legon in June 1970. I went straight to the US.
Okay.
And the first thing I did, and the only thing I ever did was in academia. When you are in academia, you have that flexibility where you can become a consultant very easily. You use your students, they give you jobs, and you do whatever you want to do. But you cannot be full-time employee and do anything outside of that employment, because everything is dependent upon your schedule. But as a professor, as a teacher, as an educationist, you have that flexibility. What do you have? You have only 9 hours, 12 hours schedule a week. What can't you do with the rest of the time? Get your students, get them close to you, and be there for them. Be there for them. Take interest in the students. They are your future. They are our future. Take interest in them.
Awesome. Awesome. So interest. We need to have an interest in the students, an interest in this generation,
Sure.
and to be able to achieve what we need to do.
Yeah.
Now, where do you see AIESEC, the AIESEC alumni, in the next 10 years? And what advice would you give so that we ensure that we are able to attain such a dream?
In the next 10 years, we had a charge, and the charge is we should get all the youth organizations together. We should mentor them. We should develop them. But we have not been doing that. I don't know why we are not doing that. We have about 52 youth organizations. UNICEF told us that they will give us anything we need in order to bring them together, to develop them so that they become responsible youth. We are not doing that. I personally am not happy about that at all. Whatever we need, they will give us. They will give us whatever we need. They promise us. They have done it for us twice already.
Oh.
They have done it for us twice already.
This is for you and the executives to take notes to help lead the charge in bringing all the youth groups together so that we're able to put in place this mentorship program that Prof is talking about, and to engage UNICEF to support us in being able to achieve this dream. So in the next 10 years, as Prof has mentioned, the charge is for AIESEC alumni to be able to bring all the youth groups together across all the local chapters together and be able to mentor them, for them to be responsible citizens, be responsible change agents for our country and the world at large. Yeah. Prof, I trust I summarized your thoughts well.
Yes, they will fund us. They promise us. They have done it for us. They will fund us. Whatever we need, they'll give it to us. We just have to bring them together so that they become responsible youth for the nation.
Great. Thank you very much, Prof.
You're welcome.
So, Prof, given your work in SME development, how can sustainable leadership contribute to the growth of SMEs in Africa? And how can this be adopted?
MSMEs are the future. They become the big companies. If you take the example of the Germans, every major organization in Germany started from an SME, family-owned SME. They are the future. But the fact is that we don't take good care of them, and within 2, 3, 4, 5 years, they just go under. They just go under. Nobody is mentoring them. When I came back, MSME, that's my focus. Do work for them, don't charge them. Let money not be the reason why they don't come to you. Let them come to you. Tomorrow, your future, your reward is there. And that's what I've been personally very, very happy about.
Okay, awesome. So, what advice would you give to AIESEC alumni who want to remain active and impactful in their communities and across Africa while balancing their professional and personal commitments?
Commitment, integrity, dedication, honesty. I mean, that is that. Yeah. Have a goal, have a goal, have a future, have a vision, have core values, follow it. There are international organizations who will help you in any way you want, any shape you want. So it's a question of doing the research, finding out who is there to help. There are a lot of international organizations ready to help us. There was a case in Columbia University. This lady died, billions. We left. It says any black person who ever entered this master's degree, everything he paid for his school fees all along will be refunded. And I'll fund him to go to a PhD program and to be fully funded. Columbia University in New York. There are people who mean well and they have money to help us. They are leaving money for their cats and dogs. How much more human beings?
That's so true. So, Prof, since we've been talking about sustainable leadership, what would you say is your vision for sustainable leadership in Ghana over the next decade, that's the next 10 years? And how can the AIESEC alumni contribute to this vision?
The next decade in Ghana is going to see serious transformation. We need to go back to the days of Kwame Nkrumah and J.J. Rawlings. We need to go back. And that transformation needs to be purposeful. We need to plan it. It must be strategic. We must follow it without wavering. I sent a message to Mrs. Rawlings just during the night, congratulating her for what she has done over the last 30 years. December 37 movement, and what empowerment she has brought to the man, to the woman, to the girl child. And I still have December 37 items in my village and in another village. They are forever. So it is. I went to some village somewhere, and over there was electricity. What is that? That is JJ's rural electrification program, rural water program. These are people not interested in themselves, but the people, to take care of the people. So I remember when they arrested him after the coup and they wanted to kill him and the other, he said, listen, these people take orders from me. I am responsible. So you kill me.
Wow. That's deep. Prof, as this is our very first Fireside event, what advice do you have for the AIESEC alumni Ghana community to make future events more impactful?
We need to market our programs. We need to make sure that this is not something that we are hiding and doing, that we give it wide publicity. We get UNESCO, we get the UN to champion with us so that resources are not our problems, but we just go out, roll out, and we need to be open-minded. We need to share information with our fellow alumni. You should never be afraid of anybody criticizing you. We need to open ourselves up for criticism, open criticism, full, complete open criticism, critical thinking, systems thinking, innovative thinking. These are the way we have to, that's the way we, as AIESEC, for us to make a difference. Can you imagine, way back 1970, the International Secretary General of AIESEC came to Ghana twice. Ghana here, twice. Twice. Just Google it, you see it. I just forgot his name. He was a white man. Twice, he came to Ghana, twice. Came to School of Administration.
Okay.
We can make a difference. We should make a difference. We must have it in our mindset that we are going to be the leaders of the youth in Ghana. That is the reason why they set the UN set us up as AIESEC to bring about world unity, world development, youth leadership in the world. And we have really abandoned our charge. I am not happy, seriously. I'm not happy about this situation.
Yeah.
If you like, ask Mr. Kobna, ask Dr. Ado, ask Mr. Laye, ask them. They will tell you that they themselves are not happy about the state of affairs of AIESEC. If they won't tell you, me, I'm telling you.
Thank you. Thank you. I think you are amplifying my sentiments I shared a couple of days ago with Mercy and Vincent a few days ago.
Oh, Vincent
about
is, please pay attention to Vincent.
Okay, which of the Vincents? There's
The old
Vincent
one.
Opoku.
The one who
I'm sure
the
it's
one
Vincent
who,
Opoku.
the one who went to internship with
Oh, okay. So that's Vincent Opoku.
exactly.
Yeah.
Please pay
Also
attention to
another.
him. He brought
Yes, please.
he brought honor to us in Ghana.
Yes. Yes. So this conversation was with the younger Vincent, this
Yeah,
Ablodipe.
okay.
And the conversation was the state of AIESEC and the fact that gone were the days when the name AIESEC was mentioned, nobody will
Yes,
have to think twice about the person. You just have to mention your name and the fact that you belong to AIESEC or you were in AIESEC, and that's your CV alone. But now that doesn't happen.
doesn't
And
happen.
so the question was, what has happened? How and why did it, just go down? It was a big elephant in the room. But I think that from your submissions this evening, is something to face head on and see how we can bring back that old glory and not just bask in it, but bring it back so that the organization is relevant again and to take up the charge we took on. But I think that it's not just here in Ghana, it's something that is across the globe as well.
Yeah,
So there's a need for conversations all the way to AIESEC International, because I think for my engagements, AIESEC is now being seen as the conduit to travel abroad. Even
sure. Oh,
though
no, no.
it did exist in the past.
Yeah,
However, you still have to go through a process, but now it's not as impactful. The people just go through, they don't learn anything. For them, it's just like it's a passage, to just pass through to be able to go outside the country. And I think that is further damaging the image of AIESEC and then who we are, as a group. So I think that is well noted. And
I think we need to have a strategic planning meeting where we say
yes,
the way forward for AIESEC.
I agree. I agree. I agree. So Mercy, a strategic planning committee for AIESEC alumni, no, not for AIESEC alumni, by the AIESEC alumni, charting the strategic direction for AIESEC for the next 10, 20 years. And that is a charge that we would have to implement, as soon as possible, especially when we have great minds like Prof himself around. We have Felix Ado around, we have Mike Kobla around, we have Larry around, we have Mr. Laya around, some mentors around. We've
Sister
got
Gifty too.
Auntie Gifty is also around. These are great minds that we can tap into to be able to chart the course for the organization for the next 10, 20 years. Because there'll always be an alumni group coming out. But then if there's nothing for them to be holding on to or to be looking forward to, they'll just fizzle out and just be boggled down by life, as we say it, So kindly add that to your notes as one of the to-dos. And please don't let it be too long. As it's fresh like that, let us hit the nail while it's so hot. So Prof, thank you very much. And then
Thank you.
if you would also say, okay, one advice I'd want you to give us, if you could leave one key leadership principle with the next generation of African leaders, what would that be?
Integrity, honesty, caring for the people. Caring for the people. We are poor people. So we should never dissipate our resources. We should not be so greedy as to be getting bribes and so on. No, we don't have it. We know the agenda of the other people. We know the agenda. I thought Henry Kissinger was somebody. I thought, this man was somebody who said they would drop the gold standard, not knowing that they just want to be able to print paper and pay their own debt. But when we had the gold standard, when you had gold backing your currency, this is a very important thing. But all of that is now distributed.
Wow.
Can you imagine when I was in school, they were telling me that centralized planning was not good. Centralized planning is not good. How could centralized planning not be good?
Not be good.
Now, China is doing centralized planning. Nobody's saying it's not good. Go back and take Kwame Nkrumah's 7-year development plan and the 2-year development plan. Go back, take Kwame Nkrumah's 7-year development plan and 2-year development plan.
So documents we have to go back to Kwame Nkrumah's development plan. We need to go back
7-year development plan, 2-year development plan.
The 2 and
Kwame
7.
Nkrumah went and borrowed money from the West and put up Akoso model.
And that's what we are still using today. Awesome. Thank you very much, Prof. We have some time to still take some comments and views and questions from the plenary. So please, the floor is open. As I mentioned before, the conversation was not only going to be led by me. So please, the floor is open for you to ask your questions.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. And I think what I'm taking out of this session today are 3 key things. 1 is integrity, 2 is honesty, and the 3rd is caring for the people. I believe that with these 3, in applying it into my personal life and that of my leadership, it will go a long way in shaping me to be a better person and also a change agent in my area of influence. Thank you very much, Prof.
You're welcome.
So
it's been a pleasure for me. It's an honor.
Thank you very much. Thank you so
You're welcome.
much.
You're welcome. My greetings to Mr. Kobna. My greetings to Mr. Kobna and the gang. We used to meet at least twice every month. We meet and we train, take a topic and we train ourselves on it. We need to go back to that.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Prof, I think I'll call you.
Thank you. No, don't think you call me. Call me. Don't think.
I will call you. Prof, I will call you.
Thank you very much. I will expect your call.
I will call you.
Midday, whatever it is, just call me.
Yes, Prof. Thank you for opening your door for me. I'll definitely walk right through it without hesitation.
Anytime.
Thank you so much.
Marianne, I saw Madam Audrey's hand up during the session. I don't know whether her question or her comment has been answered. So if we can give her the opportunity to speak from the 1973 year group. Yeah.
Yes, please. Hey. Madam Audrey, please, you have the floor.
Hello, fellow AIESEC.
Hello.
Thank you very much for a very thoughtful presentation. This was I learned quite a bit from you. I'm actually from the 78 graduating class of the School of Administration, which is now the University of Ghana
Business School.
Yes. And definitely 73-year group in terms of O-level and 75 A-level. So I'm from the 70s generation, or 60s and 70s generation.
Awesome.
And yes, and I think what Prof said about raising the profile of AIESEC to fulfill its original mission, with AIESEC having been established post World War II, to foster international relations and international understanding so as to avoid another world war. And what I found when I came to the US, for instance, the US being one of the largest countries in the world, is that AIESEC did not really register here at all. There are AIESEC chapters on US, some at least US universities that I was aware of, but most of the business students, for instance, and economic students were not aware of AIESEC, even if when there was a chapter at their university. And the reason is that unlike Ghana, where we did not have a study abroad program, in the US, most universities have a study abroad program. So students really didn't have a need as such to join AIESEC just to go to another country to study there or work there or whatever the case may be. So that is one of the areas that we may have to look at, is stimulating more interest in a country like the US, so that we're now seeing what is happening with the US with this almost isolationist stance that is quite frightening to watch. We can do something about trying to promote AIESEC here in the US to make AIESEC popular again or well known, but certainly in the US it wasn't registering here at all. I did participate in AIESEC meetings in Seattle, and there were quite a few AIESECers who were at Microsoft, and other tech companies who were part of the AIESEC Seattle, organization, and most of them had done internships abroad, South America, Europe, etc., and they found that it really enhanced their career. So that is something which should be brought to bear. I teach. I do private tutoring of accounting and finance online, and I ask my students if they know anything about AIESEC, and most of them have never heard of it. So that is something to be needs to be brought to the attention of AIESEC, international office. Anyways, that's my the comment I wanted to make. And Prof, I certainly was also interested because I joined about 7 minutes into the call, so I didn't hear about your introductory comment. I was interested in knowing about your background growing up, what kind of family you grew up in, where you lived, and how your family impacted you. I didn't get a sense of that. I knew you started from
briefly. I'm from a very, very, very poor family. I am a first generation, even secondary school person. And the one thing that my grandfather and my aunt who raised me keep telling me is education is the only thing you have. Your cocoa farm is in your head. Nobody can take it away from you. Guard it very well. And that is what is going to get you ahead. Take care of the students that you are teaching. Respect your elders. Respect your teachers. Those are things that way back in 1959, I can't forget. 1950, I can't forget. But it's always ringing in my head. And a lot of people reach out to me, help me in my journey throughout life. E.H. Bohini, we finished Legon. He came to me and said, John, I know you want to go and do your further studies, but here is $30,000 US. That is my money to you. If you want to do business, that's my money to you. And I was so surprised. PTK Ida said, John, if you want to go, I'll support you. And here is what I will do for you. They all reach out to me. They help me financially. $30,000 US in 1970. If you want to do business, here is my seed money for you. So we need to go back. We need to go Sankofa. We need to go back and rediscover ourselves, rediscover what the UN hoped for us. Those are things that I am praying we can go back and strategically deal with.
Thank you very much.
Because I remember when we were going to secondary school, somebody, an old lady in that family house will give you 2 cubes of Tate and light sugar, not St. Louis, so Tate and light sugar. Somebody will give you some gari. Somebody will give you this fried, whatever. It is very, very important that we remember those people. They build a future for us, and we should never forget them.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you,
Madam, thank you.
The moderator, for giving me a chance to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Please, anybody else?
Please, let there be humanity in everything that we do. Humanity. Humanity in everything that we do. Don't look down upon anybody. Help the person who is falling down. Lift him up.
Yes, Marianne, we have Mamiesi Aqua.
Okay. Mamiesi, please, you may go ahead.
Okay. So from the beginning, Prof made mention of the fact that mentors have to identify their mentees so that they can coach them and the other. So what of we in people who have not yet been coached by their mentors? What advice can you give us? Is there any strategic position we have to put ourselves in to be identified by these mentors?
We need to challenge the alumni of AIESEC. We need to establish big brother, big sister relationships. Big brother, big sister relationships, so that we can reach out to people who we know can make a difference. They have a potential. We should not wait for them to come to us, begging us, knocking at our doors, and our secretaries are saying we are busy. No, we should not be busy for them. We should look out for them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, I think Jermaine put up a post. If you kindly read it for us.
I think his hand is even up. Jermaine, can you speak?
Okay, Jermaine, please, you may go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I just wanted to thank Prof for the insight he's given us, the history of how he evolved within AIESEC, and also the humanity. And it reminds us of the luxuries that we enjoy today. That, when he was talking about when they had to go to school and all of that. Sometimes we take things for granted, and being reminded or learning from our predecessors, Prof. Aheto, is very insightful, and it kind of help us to be human, to humanize ourselves, to know that we've come far. And to mention of the Kwame Nkrumah Development Plan, I just downloaded it and I was like, okay, this is really insightful as well. So thank you, Prof.
Thank you very much.
So the current chair of the board of advisors, Kenneth Thompson, please, you are welcome.
Thank you.
So I know you just joined, please.
Thank you. And
We'd
good
love to
evening
hear
to
your voice. Good evening,
thank
sir.
you. Good evening, and good evening to Prof and all the AIESECers on the
Good
platform
evening.
on this meeting.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
I hope the video will be shared among us. The video of the presentation, I hope it will be shared.
Yes, Prof. It's being recorded, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it will be good to hear it over and over and over again, so we do not forget some of the charges we have committed to ourselves today.
Yeah, a church to keep I have, a God to glorify.
Awesome.
All right, so I'll just pitch this here. We'll be having the firesides more and more. But Prof, I have a question for you. I think
Go ahead.
we'll be linking up more with you for some, how do I say, mentorship and or guidance on especially how to work with the international organizations for the alumni sake and for the youth leadership and everything. I know for one, in a lot of my discussions with Mr. Bright Kobla, he stated and he's emphasized the fact that we have AIESEC Alumni has a pivotal role to play. We are such a big organization, and
Sure.
we are such a big organization, and we have such potential. So it behoves on us to actually do something with it in terms of having some leadership in Ghana, even within the Ghanaian circles, when it comes to thought leadership and everything, driving leadership, driving thoughts when it comes to leadership, which is a critical issue in Ghana and Africa in general. So my question is, I think that there's a lot of, we have plans of getting the alumni together and everything. But in your view, I keep asking, especially for alumni such as yourselves, okay, what would you recommend as a pathway for us to make this aim a reality? I think this sort of sums up everything you say in one or two sentences for me. What do you think? What role do you think we can play, or what do you think we can do practically to make this a reality?
We have a major role to play. We have I keep repeating, we have a charge that is thrust upon us by the UN, and we are not doing that. We have gone back. I said, let's go back. Let's sankofa. Let's go back and do what we are supposed to do. Let's re-strategize. Let's have a Congress. Let's address the issue. We can start from Ghana and it will go to other people. But we had a charge to keep, a God to glorify.
Okay.
We dropped the ball.
I understand. Thank you very much.
Prof.
Yes.
So, even I'm the moderator, I also have a question.
Okay.
Now, there's this thing with we have very great leaders and we are very excited when we have great leaders in their various roles. But usually the painful part is when they leave office, then it's like everything crumbles. So my question is, how can leaders ensure that their leadership legacy continues even after they have left a position or an office? How can it continue?
Those so-called leaders are not leaders. They are hero-worshipping people. Hero worshipping. A leader is somebody, when you leave, the people will say, when this man was here, not when I was there, but the people will say, when he was here, not when I was there. Some people want things to crumble after they leave so that they'll say, oh, when he was here, everything was this, everything was that. No, that is not leadership. You must build upon the old foundation. You must build upon a rock. You must make people, you must empower people so that they can challenge you, they can disagree with you, they can bring about different points of view, and you only take them in. You don't say, you don't poo-poo whatever they give you, but you take it in, you think about it, and you strategize on it, and you destroy the status quo. Destroy it, rebuild it, refurnish it.
Okay. So a follow-up to what you just said, Prof. So I may be wrong, but then if, for example, like Kwame Nkrumah,
yes,
we all hail Kwame Nkrumah for being a great leader, a great visionary. But post Kwame Nkrumah, where did we get we are not seeing the continuity of a lot of the things that Kwame Nkrumah did.
Because Kwame Nkrumah did not exit peacefully. We overthrew him. The UN made sure that whatever he did was destroyed. He did not live peacefully. He did not.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
think it's fair. Mr. Kobla is here. So my Kobla, please. You cannot be in this house and be quiet and
I'll be
pretend you're
quiet.
not.
Never.
So you must speak.
The ever smiling president.
The ever smiling Mike.
Smiling Mike.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, smiling Mike. Would love to hear you speak.
Good evening to you all.
Good evening.
It's a pleasure joining and hearing Prof. I'm actually driving from a funeral reception. Yeah, but yes, I've listened in, and I'm very happy that we could get Prof. To share his insightful experience Some of us
You're off.
still cannot comprehend Prof's. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you
Yes,
now.
please.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I'm saying that I cannot comprehend Prof's energy for AIESEC. I mean, yes. I mean, I think one of the reasons why I'm still hanging around AIESEC is because of Prof. Because I draw so much energy from him. I'm like, if Prof is still doing this with all his vim and passion, who am I to step back? I mean, and people like Felix Ados of this world, who handed over to me, I mean, I draw inspiration from all of them. So yes, thank you all very much. I think that leadership is key. There's a lot of work for us to do as AIESECers, and we have a great network. I'm happy Mercy is now the president of alumni because I've done too much for years, and I believe that she will be able to take this charge forward. But we are all around. I think that the goodwill is there. I think we all know the potential that this association has and what it can actually do. And we have the people, we have the men, we have the women who have contributed in diverse ways, I mean, to the country, to the world at large, to families, name it. So we can make a difference. We can definitely make a difference. And I'm sure if we put our shoulders to the wheel and we take on some of the things that Prof have said, maybe we should have a conference or congress where we can brainstorm and say, how can we bring that leadership ethos back into the association? How can we be the change agents in this country? How can we make our voices heard when it comes to national development? How can we make our voices heard when things are going wrong, when things are going in the wrong direction? I believe that once we all, commit to that charge, we will be able to make a lot of difference. Yeah. So that's all I want to say. I think that it's good food for thought that we've had heard from Prof, and we can all build upon it. We can hear from other people as well and see how we can concretize this and make the association the envious association we all want to belong to. We want to all see this association thrive. We want to see that other youth, other people coming up and coming people also benefit from what we benefited. So they can also make a difference in the society in which we live. So thank you all very much, and I wish everybody well.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And please, any more? Does anybody have a question, a sentiment to share? Okay. As I promised you earlier, or an hour ago, I mentioned that we're going to spend an hour. I wouldn't want to take your time. So as promised, I'll deliver on that. It's 7:06.
Thank you.
By my watch. So we'll be wrapping it up. I want to say a very big thank you to Prof. We really do appreciate your time. We appreciate your thoughts. The 1 hour, honestly, in my opinion, was too short to spend with you. We should probably be spending like 6 hours with you, and I'm sure would have been lapping up, on your many years of wisdom and learnings and gleaning from them. Would want to have you again. We want to share with you again. And to get to know you much more better. As you also promised earlier, your doors are open, so you will be hearing from me. So when your phone rings and you hear the name Mariana, you know who is speaking. So you'll definitely be hearing from me as often as well. So it will not only be Mercy who is calling you. And I'm sure there are others who also request for your numbers so that they also can be engaging and tapping into your knowledge.
Anytime.
And your
Mary, I don't sleep, so you can call me anytime.
At your age, wow. Okay,
Anytime.
awesome.
I don't
He
sleep.
actually said that, even it's worse in retirement than even when he was in active service, because he's more busy now than before.
Wow. So yes, we'll have to come and tap into that grace, and also to find out the secret behind it. How are you more busier in retirement than when you're in active service? So that when we get to that stage, we'll not be found wanting. At least we'll be like the ant who has gone to learn, and apply the wisdom to ourselves. So, Prof, thank you so very much. Mercy, I want to say thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to moderate this session. I'm very grateful. I know I was once a very, very active person, with AIESEC. But yeah, I think I didn't have a prof in my life like Mike did to be gleaning from prof and being kept on going. So now that I have prof in my corner, I'm sure I'll be more active now. I'll be more available now. But then I'll definitely be tapping from the energy of prof to be able to do that. So I want to say a big thank you to all of you and the executive team for giving me this opportunity to moderate this first ever fireside. Like Prof said, this is not something we should keep just amongst ourselves. There are more of the alumni that are out there that are not even aware of this. And even for the platform that we are on, not many of them even came on. That is not to say that they are not interested in, probably be busy with other things. But once we're able to put out some of these things out, they'll see what they missed out and will start to get their interest again. And for whatever hurts and pains that they feel or have felt for which they are not as active, we'll be able to win them back, to the fold. And like the Prof said, a charge to keep, we have a God to glorify. We need to bring AIESEC back onto the map. We need to bring the AIESEC that we knew of, the AIESEC that was making impact and having relevance in not just campus activities, but also on a national agenda as well, so that when there are national issues, we have AIESECers who are contributing to those national issues and agenda. We have AIESECers who are playing roles in forming people who are forming policies, that AIESECers are the ones leading the charge. So that is a charge to all of us. Let's take the word out to all our other colleagues and friends so that you also continue this charge with us. So on this note, I hand over to Mercy for final remarks and can close us officially. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Marianne, and thank you very, very much, Prof. Mary, thank you so much. It was quite on short notice, but you've done us proud by taking this first fireside, and we are very, very grateful. I'm sure everyone agrees with me. Prof, I think we didn't make a mistake at all having you as the very first person, our very first guest on the firesides. Now, for everyone here, the firesides are a means for us to get to know the older alumni. It provides a networking platform for us to connect to them. You never know which doors will open for you, so don't try missing any fireside, okay? And then also, most importantly, to learn from their wealth of knowledge and experience. Trust me, they know the lengths and breadths of Ghana. There was a question I had to ask Prof. I wanted to ask him the changes in the world that had happened that he has actually lived through. But I'm sure we'll have him another time, and Prof can recount all that for us. Thank you very much, Prof. You've done a yeoman's job, and we truly, truly are grateful for your presence. Thank you for the esteemed alumni, the 1960s year group, 70s year group, 90s year group, who made it a core business to take time off their schedules, their very, very busy schedules, to join us for this fireside. It's an honor, and we don't take it lightly at all. Our board chair, the board chair of AIESEC, Mr. Michael Kobla, our the chair of the board of advisors, Mr. Kenneth Thompson, Auntie Audrey, who I happen to connect with all the way in the US. She's not in Ghana. From the 78 year group, she did, amazing to join us, and we are so grateful. The wealth of knowledge is unbelievable. The wealth of knowledge from all these people and more. You wouldn't believe the number of persons these people are connecting us to, so that we can bring them as fireside guests for you to actually also learn from and connect to. So we are very, very grateful for everyone who has come to join us today, and for the members, the executives who have done a yeoman's job helping organize this. I mean, I don't know how to say it much. I'm very, very grateful. We are very grateful. And then also to every member who has come on board today to listen. Please, don't leave the fireside. Don't leave today's edition just like that. Spread the word to your friends, especially the Gen Zs. There's so much for you to learn here. There's so much for you to benefit from in terms of business advice, in terms of networks. I mean, what is AIESEC if you can't connect? You can't have a senior alumni somewhere who can open a door for you, an improbable door for you. So please, let's make it a point to be on the firesides at all time. Now, the firesides will be held. It's going to be quarterly. Prof was a very special one. It's supposed to be quarterly. The next one will be month end. That is this March, because this is the first quarter. Prof is a very special one, so that is why it happens like that. It happened like that. So we will have Mr. Felix Addo on for this month, for this first quarter. That is by the end of March. And please, the coming Saturday is Mr. Felix Addo's birthday. It is his 70th birthday.
Where is the party? Where is the party?
Where is the party? He's jumping on a plane to Hong Kong. Anyway, so we would definitely arrange something so that and I would actually ask you to also, everyone here, to also get in touch and connect with him and wish him a happy birthday. He's a phenomenal alumnus. He's been here all this while, and you've heard his name mentioned a couple of times. It's been great having him. So 70 years is no joke. Mary, 70 years. Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
thank
So
you.
the fact of the programs that we'll be having this year, quarterly, like I said, and then also we're also planning something that is okay, I see a hand up. I'll attend to you very shortly. I just want to run through the event so that everyone is on the same page with us. For those who missed the Congress, so we have a leadership summit that we'll be having to also to give back to the world as well as to the AIESEC community, the youth. It's a youth leadership summit that we are planning on. We're hoping all our panelists, we get all our panelists. If it goes through, we'll announce it so that everyone will hear and everyone can also benefit from it. And then, of course, we'll be having leadership talks within ourselves, and led or facilitated by ourselves. We have one from Yao Odum, who currently is doing something phenomenal with the Trotro Diaries. We have Marianne coming. We have, we ourselves talking leadership from the should I say the youth or the semi-youth angle? So we have that as well. That will be monthly. So we expect something from, I think, from May. Yes, you would have something like that. Now, April, I'm not saying anything for April because April, we're actually planning a very big family fun day. We are hoping to see Prof there. Yes, with his grandchildren coming around. We'll have a fun day for AIESEC and friends and family, essentially. And we will communicate the day very, very shortly to you as well. And then later on in the year, we are also going to have something for, we are going to launch our Felix Addo Center, Corporate Governance and Leadership Center. We are starting it off as a lecture series, a public lecture series that I'm sure that everyone will benefit from, and also put us in a pivotal space to champion the thought leadership when it comes to Ghana in terms of corporate governance and leadership. It's something that we are holding dear to make sure that at least we can do something in honor of our esteemed alumni or an alumnus or alumna over as we move along year by year. So it's something that the older alumni can also look forward to. Now, one other key thing that we'll be doing, which is the last thing that I'll mention, is our partnership with the European Union, which has been, how do I say it, spearheaded by our past president, Jamin Kofi Akpom, and he's also project manager there. And for that, we are having a virtual summit or a virtual exchange program where youth from around the world join a virtual platform, and we have a virtual exchange. I mean, you get to connect. It's like AIESEC in some manner, but this one is virtual. So something like that would also be going on. We'll be calling for volunteers as and when. So the Alumni Association is very busy this year, and we are counting on each and every member here to spread the word and also to be engaged, so that the alumni can go forward. This alumni body can do so much for us here, so much for us individually, so much for Ghana, so much for our society. And it behoves on us, in order to create that kind of impact and to get that benefit that we want, it behoves on us to actually be engaged. That is the first step. Let's be engaged, and then we can build something that is worthwhile and something that will help our generations and generations after. And that is it for me. Someone raised their hand. I'll take that person's comment or question, and then we'll move on. I'll humbly call for I like to say an adjournment of the meeting, because we will definitely meet again. It was someone raised his hand. I think the person has dropped it. I don't know whether the person. Okay, no problem. Now the recording will be made available for everyone who didn't. We also have a transcription of it as well. If you want to read, that's not a problem. That is also available for us. And we can all enjoy what we had here today. And so if, without much ado, can I humbly ask someone to call for the adjournment of the meeting and a seconder, so that we can adjourn the meeting. Mary, are you speaking?
Hello, Mercy.
Yes. I thought you were speaking. Sorry.
No, please. I've not said a word.
All right. Can I get someone to call for the adjournment? I like to say adjourn because I don't want to end the meeting. We are not ending. We'll definitely come back. So anyone to, you know what? Can we all
Madam,
give a shout
I
out?
want to volunteer Mr. Kenneth Thompson to move for the adjournment, because he has not said anything.
Okay.
Prof, good morning. I would like to move for the adjournment of this meeting.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Prof,
you.
you have to second for us.
Yes, I second.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Big honors to Prof. Thank you very much. Thank you to Julia and all the executives. Thank you to Marianne. Mary, your hand is up at this hour. Thank you to everyone, and see you
For
next
our next fireside, please, let's have some AIESEC roll calls for our next fireside.
Okay.
So
Yes,
since
please.
the new official, because Prof, today's one was just introduction. So
Thank you.
Okay.
end of month fireside, that's the main one. So we should have some roll calls.
Thank you.
That would really be nice.
Okay, sure. We'll add that. All right. Thank you very
everyone.
much, and have an
Have a good
excellent
evening.
evening. Hey, AIESEC!
Yeah.
What's up?
It's up to you.
Hey, AIESEC!
It's up to you.
Mr. Kovner
What's
does it
up?
better. Mr. Kovner does it better.
Thank you and bye.